Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Work Talk about boundaries. Um, I'm I feel glad about you being here in this space because boundaries is such an important topic for me because I was struggling for a long time to set boundaries in a very clear and healthy way that they land. Like for a long time, I thought I set boundaries, but it was not working. And it was like this inner hustle of why not? What is missing? What do I do wrong? And why it's not functioning? And then I went on this journey, on this research, and what I found is that I missed three bodies, three bodies to make a boundary. I thought a boundary is placed in my head. And then I made a decision and and I spoke something out. So also with my physical body, but I said something, I made up my mind. And then I thought, this is a boundary. And I spoke it probably to the person, and then nothing changed. The person was still kind of coming maybe too close or was bothering me or whatever story I had about the person. Or I thought I'm I'm not I'm like I got the feedback that I was too close to a person. Like why? Why? I did not do anything, right? And I thought about what I was doing. So what I realized is that I missed three of my bodies, my energetic body, my emotional body, and also my physical body to make a boundary and to actually become a boundary at the end of the day. And that being a boundary or setting a boundary is one step on a journey to become this specific boundary. And there are a lot of boundaries you can set for yourself. And what I also found is that without the clarity of anger, of my conscious anger, I was not able to even think in the direction of putting a boundary. This means like setting a boundary and becoming your boundary. You, okay, I'm letting Monica in. You need to be, you need to be centered and grounded, and you need to have your own space so that you even are prepared to set a boundary. And for that, to get centered, you need to have access to your conscious anger. Without having access to your conscious anger, you yeah, you're only trying with your mind, but you're not taking your emotional body with this on this journey. And okay, probably she comes back. And my question for now, because I really want to be in dialogue with you. I don't want to talk me alone. I figured it out, but I want to be in dialogue with you to see where you are and what is the necessity of you, and also the other people who probably will listen to the recording. They learn what also about your necessity and what is important for you. And my question is, where is your X on the map, on your inner map, regarding anger? And as we are kind of a diverse group here from different angles, and I know you all, but you don't know each other. The I want to bring your voices into this space and want to hear where is your X on the map regarding anger. What is your relationship to anger? And I invite you to yeah, put your voice into the space and share where is your map? Yeah, where is your X on the map? And who want to start? Martin, what about you starting?
No.
No, you setting a boundary. Say no.
I know. Okay, where is my actual X on a space? I'm noticing that I can kind of hold myself back, or I can not even need to go into setting my boundary because I am having my own space. I'm being kind of separated from being challenged of a boundary. So I think one part of my X or my mix on the map is being on a path to walk into where I am boundary or where I set the boundaries. And
And the question was also, what is your relationship to anger itself?
I have never asked myself if I have a relationship with anger. Anger is for me a kind of I would say around 67% of the journey of accepting anger, that I can be angry, is okay in my body. And there are coming sometimes voices that anger is not okay, or like there are the echoing spaces where anger has limits. Like I would be, if I am being angry too much, then I am destroying space, or I'm having these voices which are limiting me to be fully angry in some spaces. And on this side, like being on a journey to work with the voices, or to be angry, even like, yeah, to use my anger in any time or any space.
Cool. Thank you. Hello, Gabriel or Gabriel.
Hello.
The question of what is your relationship to anger is in this space. So this is where we are now. And Martin started to share. So the space is open. Person.
I want to go right now to start to share where I am now. I want to share a little bit before. That the beginning of the work of my anger was a lot about sadness. The first time that I feel my anger, I just cried. And the last times that I've been working with women, I notice how much is common to women have fear and sadness mixed with the anger. And for me, since 8 months, it's been this work of how it's looked like my pure anger and how I feel scared to express my pure anger, especially with people from my past. So my X on the map now is like I can express my anger and I can use for speak and with clarity, for example. And if it's necessarily I go, I don't know, for 50-60% of anger in a space, I can go today. But relate to my friends and my parents, for example, people from the past, there is a big block yet about use this anger. There's this fear that they will not love me if I express that. So there is this there is impregnate in my body yet this idea that anger is bad and I'm crazy if I use 40% anger to speak with my parents. And I noticed that it's coming a lot of pushing they away, like pushing when you say setting boundary. I noticed that I was a lot in this moment pushing, like use the anger against. So I learned it so much to use the anger against, like I don't want that you hug me, Dad. And speaking really like that, and using the anger to keep distant. And my ex on the map now, it's researching how the anger actually create love, because I grew up listening that the opposite of the anger is love, the opposite of love is anger. So anger is this thing that is not able and possible to have with love. And now I discover actually the contrary. So my ex on the map is researching how the anger can create bridges to relating, actually, even with my dad. And yeah, it's like fading forward. Sometimes I talk with them. I'm not in their home. I'm in. They are from Brazil, and I'm in Europe now. And sometimes we have a call, and sometimes it's a disaster. Sometimes I'm trying to use my anger, and it's really child yet, and it's where I am now. And sometimes work, sometimes create extraordinary and so much love and connection between us. And I pass the ball of the word to Ulrich. I don't know how it's pronounced your name, Ulrich. Could you let me know?
Ulrike.
Ulrich, I pass the ball of the word to you.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'm still figuring out how to feel pure anger that is not mixed with fear, and how I can use my anger for me, not against me, and to feel it when it's necessary and set boundaries when it's necessary. Because for a while I won't even notice that my boundaries are overstepped, and after the fact I can get really angry. So, yeah.
Thank you. So we keep this tradition. To whom you're passing the ball, Ulrike?
Okay, I'm passing the ball to Wanda.
Cool.
Okay, thank you, Ulrike. My relationship with my angry, it's now like I feel joy about this because I have my angry and I can use this and I feel this, what changed, what's going on and what's happened when I feel in my bone. And I have story from 2 days before. Yes, I hold space from my friends, and the space it's completely disasters. And then I decide, okay, we shifted, and then when we start centering and go to feel much angry with my body and she body, and then it's like magic, more connection, more here and now, and it's like, so I have this doświadczenie, experience now, and I know it's very nice and very tasty for me have this when I touch this my angry in myself, then I can hold space from myself and from another. So it's like that now. That is my X from the map now. So thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing where your anger is, like your X on the map about anger. Cool. Gabriel, so you're the last.
Yes, I was thinking about my previous experience about anger, and what's coming is that I'm more or less using it now to say no to basically to my family members, and it creates my fear when I share that. It creates new relationships in a way that many family members, I think mostly about my mother she has this tendency to be very wise, and it's at some point she can shift and be completely gremlin, and so I use my anger to say no and to stay in a conscious relationship with her. And I still feel fear because this has been a long journey to go there with my mom, actually, just to say stop, no, and okay, I quit now the phone. I feel nice with what you just said, and it's okay. You don't need to go too far. And I quit the communication. Yeah, and I feel fear when I say that. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing your ex into this space. And what I want to do next is actually, it was the how do you say this, the word centering. And before we go on, I want us to get centered, and I invite you to close your eyes and connect with your physical center. And your physical center is 2 centimeters down the belly button into your physical body, towards the spine, and focus there your attention. And already by using your attention to focus on your physical center, you're using low level of conscious anger. And stay there for a moment. This is where your physical center is and how you put your attention there. And then I invite you to split your attention, keep your attention on the physical center, and scan your energetic field and your energetic body, and search and scan for your energetic center, which might be in the past or in the future or in some of your body parts. Use your intention, use your attention and scan and call it back, call your energetic center towards in front of your face, in front of your head. Call it back home. And then when this ball, it has a size of a grapefruit, when it's there, you can grab it with your hands, grab it and pull it down towards your physical center. And some are already knowing how this goes. Probably you don't need your hands anymore, but for some who are new with this, grab it with your hand, yes. And then pull it down and use your intention to place it there, so that the energetic center and the physical center are on the same place. And facing the energetic faces outwards. So this is how you are centered. And then I invite you to use your clicker. You have your clicker in your hand, and to declare your grounding cord from your physical center into the center of Mother Earth, from center to center. And you declare it like this. And the grounding cord has a diameter of 6 to 7 centimeters and is flexible, and you declare it. And I count from 3 to 0, and from 0 you just do this. 3, 2, 1. And check which color you have. It's always a different color. So what color do you have, and speak it into the space. I'm purple.
Blue.
Grayish blue.
Thank you. And then the next step is to create your space. You also use your clicker and you create your bubble around you, which is flexible, transparent, so that you can see towards your environment. And it is your space with your essence, and only your energy is in this space. So then you can do it also by counting down from 3, 2, 1. You click your clicker and create the bubble. And I created already before a golden cube around us, a workspace, and I also ground this. And these declarations, for these declarations, you're already using your conscious anger. A low level of anger you use to make this decision. This is what I want. I'm declaring this grounding cord. I'm declaring this bubble, and I'm holding this space. We call it the first position. This needs approximately 5 to 6% of your conscious anger. And when you do this, you're already doing it. You know, Ulrike, how is it for you? Because I know you're not so familiar with the first position. How is it for you? How does it work?
I was asking myself the color, what color do I have, or what color does my grounding cord have?
The color is your grounding cord, not you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does it work? Do you feel the grounding cord? Can you see the color? And if you also push towards your bubble when you do this, yeah, it's not that, yeah, this is where it starts. Do you feel resistance?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, this is your bubble. Great. This is how it works. And to hold this, you use 5 to 6% of conscious anger. Cool. Thank you for getting centered. So, because this is the fundament of even thinking about putting a boundary. And I like what you said, Gabriella, that you said, I'm pushing my father like this away. And this is also how I perceive it when I started on my journey to set boundaries. Even before I said no, my energetic movement was like this, kind of go away. And this movement is a result out of emotional fear. Is this, I need to protect myself, therefore I need to keep you out of my space. But then nothing else is happening. It's only internal, is this, go away, but nothing comes out. Has someone experienced something like this in their individual way? Yeah. I think this is how it works at the beginning when you start on this journey, that you realize, oh, I'm doing something internally, but probably nothing is changing. And I realized that, and I also heard that, I think Ulrike, you mentioned it, this, someone stepped over my boundary, or I let people step over my boundary. And I needed to learn it kind of the hard way to realize I don't have a boundary. I did not had any boundary, because if you would have had a boundary, the person would have not crossed it. Maybe you had the imagination. There must, like, actually there would be a boundary, but it was more a mind concept instead of a conscious decision, a conscious energetic move. And by acknowledging, oh, I did not place a boundary, I don't have a boundary, I don't know how it works, this is where you start moving towards setting a boundary. Then you get centered, what you just did, This is the one of the first moves, and then it's about noticing. When you have, like, I want to invite you into this space, and that you close your eyes and do this movement and pull your hands towards the other person, and think about a person who is who you want to set a boundary but did not do yet, and have this internal movement, and hold also your hands. As soon as you have it, it's like, this person, I want to say this, and then pull the hands in front. And you scan, and you notice, where is your center? When you do this, where is your center? And say it into the group. Say it out loud. Where's
Center in Mariana.
Yeah. And all others?
For
So
me,
Yeah.
to the solar plexus, it moves up,
Okay.
or towards the person, actually.
Yeah, towards the other person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more towards the other person.
So it's not where it belongs. It's at the other person. So one first step is to get your center back, or I want to say it the other way around. As soon as you have truly your center back from this person, the boundary is not negotiable anymore. Whatever boundary you set, before your center is not back at your center from this person, no boundary will hold, because the boundary is then hooked on the center outside and not inside of you, where you are. That is also the distinction. What I'm doing is setting a boundary is one step on the way to being a boundary. Because when you truly have your center in yourself back from this person, then you decide about your life, what you want, what you don't want, what you want to go for, stand for, what you want to create. And that has nothing to do with this person anymore. But this is it's a journey. It's a journey towards getting back the center where it is, slowly towards yourself. And one step on this way is to set the boundary in the outside. Gabriel, what you said, I'm starting to say no. I'm starting to say no, and then there are frictions, and sometimes it's working. Gabriella said sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not working, and it's this transition from getting your center truly back and keeping and staying centered. Keep your center and stay centered with this person forever. Then the boundary is not negotiable anymore. They cannot, because the only person who is responsible for the boundary is you, not the other person. And at the beginning, people are making it dependent on the other person, so that the other person moves. For example, get out of this room. Don't mess, be silent, stop talking. I don't want to listen to this anymore. Stop it. And it's like, okay, it possibly is that the person is not doing it. The person is not stopping it and is not going outside of the door because I say so. It's like, it's not fully yet a boundary. A boundary is when you set it, like, for example, I will not allow you to enter this space anymore. Then no one can take away this moment, like this clarity from you, because you keep it. You are committed to your own commitment. and you're holding this space of clarity. And I want to go in this direction with you, that you learn how to get your center completely back, stay centered, and set a boundary, and then become a boundary. And the next exercise I want to do is in pairs, and I want to throw you in breakout rooms, and I will stay with Martin here in this space, and I will put Gabriel with Ulrike and Wanda with Gabriela, and yeah, perfect. It's exactly like this. And Martin, you are not joining the session room, and you have together 8 minutes, not so long, like each 4 minutes, to find together 3 people, 3 situations you want to make a clear boundary. Like you are asking with whom you want to, like person A ask person B with whom you want to make a clear boundary, and then okay, why? And then you ask, you are sharing why, but in a very condensed version. It's not like the whole story, but why you wanna, why is it so important that you set the boundary? And then for a second and even for a third person, but minimum two. Okay. And then
just
4 minutes you're changing.
Will you just choose, or you set the boundary, or just to find 2 or 3 people?
Yeah. We are starting with finding with whom you want to make a boundary and why. Why is it so important that you want to put the boundary? Okay. So, and you have 8 minutes, and enjoy. And Martin, you stay here.
You open a breakout room number 1 for me.
No, it's good. I have 2, and you're, yeah, because you are a member, so it's always counting you in. That's why just don't accept, and then you stay here. Go on. We have what, with whom you want to make a boundary, Martin.
There is no one coming to my mind. Even when you ask this question before in a group, I don't have anyone now, so, and then I'm asking why is nobody coming to my mind? And okay, I can choose.
Maybe a teacher or a friend, ex-girlfriend, mom, dad, grandma, grandfather.
Yes, I'm choosing mother.
Okay. Why? Why do you wanna set a boundary with her?
Because I want to experiment of setting boundaries.
And what is the purpose? Why? What is why you wanna do it exactly with her, and what is the boundary? Why?
because I choose to do it with her. And
Why? Why is she coming too close? What is the boundary about? What is the boundary about?
what is the boundary about?
Mhm.
Then, for example, for rescuing me.
Okay. So setting a boundary because she's rescuing you and you what is the boundary?
The boundary is I take care about myself.
How?
How is necessary? It's up to me.
Yeah, but why? Okay, but why you want to set the boundary?
Because it's an experiment. Because I'm okay. When it's about because I'm not why I want to set the boundary, because then she has the tendency to rescue me, and I don't need to be rescued. So this is setting the boundary.
So the boundary is I don't want to be rescued. Okay, got it. I'm writing and then I'm shifting. You can ask me. Okay. Do you want to ask me? Martin, it's your turn.
Hello, Christine. So with whom do you want to set your boundary?
I want to set the boundary with my brother
Why?
because how he speaks to me, and I don't want to let him speak in that way anymore. For me, it's not
You don't
okay.
want to let him
Mhm.
speak that way anymore. It's
Yeah.
not okay for you.
Yeah.
How? How does he speak to you?
From like he talks with me as if I'm a child, if I'm a little girl.
Thank you. And who is the next person?
A teacher, which my English teacher, and he was like he was punishing me like yeah, he was picking me when I was yeah, he was punishing me mentally and emotionally. So he was abusing me in the way of picking me when he knew I did not know, and then he was yeah, giving me bad grades, and he was being nasty. He said very nasty things, or like he was so sarcastic to me, and I could not handle this as a child. So I want to set a boundary because that's over. I don't want to let him speak this way with me.
So you don't want to let him speak this way to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was 8 minutes for both, like 4 minutes and 4 minutes for each.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not clear. I thought you said 8 minutes for each. Or at least for me, I don't know.
Great. Welcome back. Let's wait until the others come back. Oh, Gabriel dropped out. Welcome back into the space. Great. Thank you. And the next move I want to make with you is, or like the next experiment is to let you stand up and go also into pairs in breakout rooms. And the following, it's like one person stands up, and it would be good that you can move maybe 1.5 meters or at least 1 meter back from the screen. Yeah. So somehow turn your Ulrike, find a way how to do that so that you can
You
stand
do
up.
now? Is it to do now?
Can you say it again?
Is to do now?
Like I'm showing first what we're gonna do, but that you know that this preparation is needed. So when I'm finished, you find your setting. So one person will stand, and the other person is on the other side on the screen. And the person who stands makes her like checks if you're grounded, if you're centered, if your bubble is still there, and the other person in the screen sitting do the same, of course. So, and then the person who stands comes closer to the screen, and you who was who are sitting, I say now sitting and standing, who is the sitting person, say stop whenever is too enough, when you have the impulse to say stop. And at the beginning you also make this sign, stop, with a hand, with a voice. And the person who comes closer only stops when it really lands in you. If it does not land, don't stop, right? So move further, so that the other person gets an experiential reality check if it's landing or not. And yeah, best is you would have 1 meter, 1.5 meters, so that you can slowly come closer. If you don't have it, you can also stand and only like bow slowly to the front, right? And then the person says stop. And this is for, you have 2 minutes to experiment with this, and then you shift to without having the hand, only the voice. And you check again if it's landing in the other person. And this is like, it's not about telling into their mind, but speaking into their full bodies, emotional, energetic, physical, and archetypal, and mental body. Of course, also the mental body, but this is not where you're addressing. You're addressing the whole body. So you need your voice, your clear voice, your anger to say that, right? And it's experimenting. Great. Oh, any questions about that? And of course, then you shift the person. So if 2 minutes, 2 minutes each with a hand and the voice, and then only the voice, and then you shift to the other person. So all together you have 8 minutes again. And I'm going with Ulrike. Ulrike, you are not you're not going you're not going into the room, and all others. Any questions so far? Before? No. Okay. Great. And you stay here, Ulrike. Cool. So Ulrike, I'm gonna. Do you have space behind you? Yeah. Great. Super. Okay. So you have check in with yourself. Do you have your center, your grounding cord, your bubble? And me too. And then I'm pinning you for that. So I have you bigger. Okay. And then you move in your direct, like towards the screen, and I will tell you stop, and you stop when it's really landing in you. Stop. Okay. Just find maybe a different speed or a different way how to do this. Stop.
Das ist eigentlich nicht so ganz.
No, that was not working. Yes. Okay, got it. I was like going up. This is when fear went in, right? Yeah. Stop. 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 Does it land in you? The last one?
Oh, yeah. Maybe not so sure, but it landed better than the one
Yeah.
of the two.
Okay. So more anger, more clarity necessary. Okay. Stop. Yeah. Cool. Stop.
Not so sure.
Stop. Cool. Stop. Cool. We are shifting. So
Stop.
and for the first time, use your hand.
Yeah, okay. First I have to find my center and round.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Stop.
I would have been already in the screen. Okay.
Stop.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it a bit higher.
Stop.
It landed here. Yeah.
Stop. Stop.
I would be totally already in your face. Okay. I wanna get an experiment and to go even further.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. You're mixing a bit of fear into your voice. Cool. Again. Ready? Are you ready?
Yeah. Stop.
It was. It's not. It's like. I don't trust you. I don't trust you fully that you really mean it. It's like I could. Cool.
Stop.
Yeah. Landed in my body.
But it's still mixed or stop. Stop. Stop.
I don't believe you.
So what can I do to make you believe me?
It was this. Oh, no.
Stop.
That was again landing. Yeah. Cool. Thank you for this experiment.
So how can I not mix fear into it?
That there's a. I wanna. Let's ask this. Or would you ask this in the group?
Yeah.
So. Welcome. How did it work? How was it going?
I would say perfect for feeling the feelings that I really feel about the person that are coming into my space. I could really feel what was frightening me.
And can you say more about that? Like what was then the consequence? Could you keep or could you keep this stop, or what did you discover inside of yourself?
I think there was a kind of commitment to the person. And that's the thing that blocked me for saying stop, a clear stop. A kind of commitment that, yes, okay, we're gonna play this game about you're gonna enter my space. I'm gonna say okay, and yeah.
So I not fully get it, Gabriel. So would you say it again or in another way? So you let the person coming into your or what is it when you say I play this game? What do you mean by that?
It's like there is already the rule that I will let this person enter my space. That's what I thought about when I was playing this game with Gabriela when she came into the space, and the first time I could not even say no. Even the first moment there was even no coming,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized it
Already
was
at the screen.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like that, and I want to add something that was really interesting because you say stop 3 times and not landing me, and I keep going, and I was like this, and you stop it. You stop it to say stop it, and you give up. And I enter in our space. I was like this.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I realized that there was a rule or a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So something is operating in you that for you it's kind of normal. It's the standard, letting people into your space or very close and not having, yeah, actually having no space, but letting them so close, right? That
Yeah,
there's
I would
a distinction between them and you.
with this person, yes. The
Mm-hmm.
person I'm thinking about, yes. And this is the reason why I'm so frightened. And now I can understand and feel really what the fear is about. It's a fear of of the intrusion, of being invaded into my space because I commit to this game of, yeah, okay, you can come in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it just
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're mentioning it, because also to really be able to set a boundary, sometimes like emotional healing processes are in the way, and so this is a perfect entry door to check your fear. What is it really about? Like this fear of getting intruded. You said like someone is intruding your space, so that is a perfect doorway to do an emotional healing process, and then afterwards to see how is it then, because the practice to set a boundary somehow has nothing to do with the emotion, but they are interlinked. You want to set a boundary, but the emotion is in the way, and if you lift the emotion, you are starting to come into the position to practice setting a boundary. Before it is not even possible. It's like you start by from zero, and then you practice. But before, if this emotion, like Gabriela said, is like not even a no comes out of your mouth, you're blocked.
yes.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, this is your next step for that, and then afterwards the doors are open for practicing also with this person, right? Like we are now in this setting of practicing training in a safe space, but then going towards the person, you're totally differently prepared, having lived, like having seen the emotional charge and check, okay, you know where this was coming from and this is integrated, and also having practice spaces to start practicing how to set boundary.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm glad to figure it out.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else from anyone? How was it for you, Martin, Wanda, Ulrike, Gabriella?
I was noticing when I am saying stop from kind of this perspective of being actually a big man. And I'm not sure if it was landing or not. Like what was really going on when there was one moment when Wanda was coming and I said stop, and she didn't stop, and then was she coming closer, and actually it was triggering my sadness, and fear mixing together of I would not be able to set I would not be able to set my boundaries. There was coming this I felt sadness, and then it disappeared. It was very, very quick silent moment, and then we even continued. And I'm now questioning this me being as a man or a big man, and having just being in a space how I am is already creating respect, so I'm not being challenged by my boundaries if I can really set a boundary. And because when Wanda was coming very close and there was coming trigger, so I'm assuming that there is something going on as a EHP
Where, like in you, or do you speak for
in
Wanda?
me. I
Okay.
speak for myself, in me. And also there is the difference when I'm using my anger and I stay in contact. Like it would be, I was experiencing, I had a stop, and I went back. I did boom. I did like energetical bands, boom, boom. And there was a moment when I said stop, and I'm looking now at you, and I'm holding this is my space. This is even the space started to be more dense with the person. For my perspective, I was still being there on the edge with the person where I said stop. So what I was experimenting with.
Yeah, thank you. Means like it still needs effort to even your hands are like this instead of this. Before we were researching with this, stay away, but energetic, like what your hands are doing is more, this is my space, but still like it's an effort to hold it. Is it what you're saying? Like it really is an effort to hold this space?
Effort is to stay there in contact, in the edge of when I say stop and being the person in contact.
So you hold your space, your center, and be in contact with the person.
Yes.
Cool. And because this, how does it work for you? And like what supports you to hold this?
My anger.
And how
Is being centered, and there is I'm building energy through all my body, and I'm building it through my whole system, that I'm keeping this anger with me, and I'm not letting it slip. It's like it is a muscle where I am holding the tension in the space instead of slipping away, reacting to this, maybe laughing. It is this tensionness, like holding the tension between two of us in that moment when I'm with this person.
Cool. Thank you. How was it for the others?
I want to share because one time I don't use voice, but I use my inside my energetic body, like stop, and then it's working because Martin stopped and she do like, I don't know why I'm stopped, because I'm not nothing say, but I do this boundary and this work. So yeah.
Wow.
Huh?
But
Thank
you
you.
still, like, how did you do that? Like you said, what?
It's like I'm center. I have everything. I more angry in my bones, and then like here this part like stop, and then Martin stop like that, like like move with there.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow. So that worked.
Yeah.
And and was it on purpose using no voice? Wanda, or like why you would not use voice? It was just an experiment, or
Yes, it was just experiment. I want to check this, and I don't want to Martin know about this, because you know when somebody knows, then it's like that. So
of course there's no surprise.
yes,
How was it going with the voice and the stop?
it's more clarity, because space it's more because voice go. It's like that, and it's working. Like, and sometimes I feel more sadness, and it's working with stop. It's like angry and sadness together. Sometimes it's joy together. It's like move like that inside and do this. Stop, and it is working. Yeah.
Okay. So you
And
said
I experiment also with when I'm this person with move. I'm centering myself, and sometimes I more sadness go, bigger sadness
and
in
what is happening
person,
then? What is happening?
and a different reaction, and with fasters. When I go with more angry, then Martin faster reacting with stop, and it's a different reaction with stop. When I use sadness or fear or joy, it's a different stop, but it's working stop, but different. Yeah.
So Martin, did it work? Because very often when something is mixed, for example, anger and fear, the stop is not so efficient. So this is my experience. So I also want to hear you, Martin, because Wanda was so experimenting with all these different kind of mixes.
There was one time it was kind of when Wanda says stop. There's like this. I'm assuming it was this sadness, because the voice has this softness, soften landing in the end, and I didn't perceive it as much as I would stop. I had like I'm still going. So this what was once happening.
So what I hear you saying is that mixing it together softens the clarity. Yeah. And that's super crucial, right? It's like to practice pure, clear anger stops makes such a difference, because mainly, yeah, we want to set a boundary when also something probably is dangerous or we don't want anymore. So taking a stand for something. So mixing in fear or sadness, joy, I never had experience with that, but then yeah, it's softening. It's softening. Cool. Ulrike, you want to say something before we move on into the next space?
I noticed that I also mixed fear and sadness in it, but I'm wondering, how do I not mix it? Just practice, or it almost was a kind of futility feeling, like, but at least I'm noticing afterwards when I feel into it what that was. But like, oh, I don't feel like standing up for myself, kind of.
Yeah, and fear and anger, like we in possibility management, we're using a tool which is called unmixing feelings. So it's an energetic process and it's an energetic and emotional process where you are unmixing two feelings or even three feelings, which mainly two feelings, which are glued somehow together. And they are mainly glued together when we are children and like when we are really small. This is a kind of a survival strategy, what we are opted into. And it looks a bit like there are spaghettis and tagliatelle mixed together in our chest, and it's about sorting it out to get the spaghetti, like the anger and the fear with the tagliatelle separated, so that you get the resources of these two powers, energy powers, right? Like this, the information resources back. Because the anger brings a different different quality, like clarity, focus, and decisiveness and discernment and decision making quality back. And the fear gives you the how does it go? Is it too far, too less? Is it too close? Where do I go? What is the next step? The fear gives you so many different qualities. The anger is more like the driver, and the fear is like the information how, and then you can use the anger to go and, for example, also make a boundary and do the decision. But the fear will inform you, okay, where do I need to place my boundary? Where is it?
So when there is fear, maybe I said stop too late.
What do you mean? Can you say that?
So maybe I should have said stop earlier, and the fear is signaling that it went too far, and I already didn't respect my boundaries.
Yeah, it depends if it's emotional fear. Probably the adjustment of the information is not so accurate because it's a survival strategy. Like there's an emotion and there's a reactivity. It's an old thing which is operating, but the feeling of fear is in the now, and this gives you, if you're using really the feeling of fear, it gives you accurate information. But of course, yeah, it's also a journey to distinguish between fear and emotional fear and the feeling of fear, and has also plays a part in setting boundaries. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I wanna move into yeah.
Before you move, I want to add a thing that I discovered with Gabriel. I was doing the boundary with my brother, the stop.
Mhm.
And when he come as a gremlin, like using more gremlin, well, for me it was so hard to say stop. And yeah, I don't know if everyone have the distinction of gremlin, but Gabriel started to come like laughing, like, and when he come with this thing, I couldn't hold the stop, and I started to laughing also, and yeah, the question that comes up was, if I am a boundary, even the gremlin not enter, like in my space, because before I was working when he not coming with the gremlin, but when he coming laughing and doing exactly as my brother do, I I couldn't hold that. So I noticed, I discovered that I have difficult to hold my boundary with when the person use the gremlin this funny way to softening my anger. It's like making my anger not so seriously. So then I doubt of my anger. Is how I feel inside of me. Like I started to question if my anger it's enough because I was not validated because he was laughing of me, like of my anger.
Yeah, where is your center then, Gabriela?
It's in him.
There you go. So having not your center is like you have no the main tool of setting a boundary is over there, not with you anymore. And that's the thing. It's like it's staying centered. This is the key. This is literally the key to stay centered and keep your center. Even the gremlin comes around the corner, and then you are what, like you, and of course it's a training. Sometimes it jumps out, the center is gone, pull it back, and then it's a training, it's a workout. And I want to go with you in a workout space where you practice how to start from sharing with the person with whom you want to set a boundary, why, like why you want to set a boundary, what is not okay, and step by step you're moving into the direction towards yourself, like from the center over there you pull it back, and there are different layers in that. So it will be a role play, and you have three. One group is with 2 and one with 3, because I wanna move around. It goes like this. There is, in the group of 3, there is one role play. In the group of 2, the role play is imaginary, right? Like the person talks to an energetic role player. And then there is the person who sets the boundary and a coach. And the first layer, like, and the coach is there to check where's the center of the person. Is it still over there, or where is it going? Is it moving slowly towards themselves, or is it still over there while they are moving through the different steps? So the first thing, you give the role player name and who is it, and then start saying what you have to say. It does not need to be nice, accurate. It's like what you need to say so that afterwards you can start setting a boundary. Like everything, it can be really old things, all the fears, the anger, the sadness, everything what you need to express before finally you can set the boundary. And the second is say what you don't want anymore. Before it's more like an emptying and uncontrolled whatever is necessary, and then say what you don't want anymore, what has to stop. And then the next layer is for what you are not available anymore. And the coach, please write down this sentence. I will also put it then in the chat, but yeah, write it down, that you encourage the person to say, I'm not available for this anymore because. So that this why not, and you as a coach, you check where's the center. Is it slowly moving towards the person? And then after that, from now on, I don't allow this to happen anymore because, or so that. And what you don't allow to happen anymore. And you as a coach, you check if the person really means it or only says it. What needs to shift, like coach them how they are saying it, if they need more anger, more clarity, shorter sentences. And then it goes to the next layer and the kind of the aim, and you don't know where you end up. Like we do this for everyone. We have everyone will have 10 minutes. So you have actually enough time to move through all of them, but wherever you kind of end up, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong, right? It's always a journey to become your boundary. And at the end, there's I this I sentence. There is something with I don't want, like I don't allow this anymore is the previous step, and then I am clarity, or I'm speaking up. I'm doing this and that. I'm living my life. I will stop you from doing this. I'm keeping this space. I will throw you out if you come over this boundary again. Like these are non-negotiable boundaries, which has nothing to do with the other person, but with yourself. Okay. Any questions about that? And it's about experiencing it. And I will be around and move through the space.
Could you repeat again shortly which step?
Yeah.
First, share everything that is necessary, then?
Yeah. First, everything what is necessary to say so that you can make a boundary. That this, all the old stuff, what is in your mind, what you wanted to tell them without sorting, without being nice, and then say what you don't want anymore. And what has to stop. And then I'm not available for this anymore because why? What is over? And it's actually like the confirmation of what is over. I'm done. I'm done with this. I will not do this anymore. And then from now on, I don't allow this to happen. You will not cross this room. It's like, stop. Not stay out. You know, this is the first thing. I want you to stay out. No, if you move your leg over this room into this room, I'm gonna kill you, or whatever. Yeah, I don't let it happen. Stop. And no one takes this away from me. I will do whatever it takes. And that, yeah, that gives you your own authority. You're putting it in the chat. Okay.
Yeah, I just wrote what you said.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah. Yeah, and the coach is really supporting, and the role play, the one person is you're there. You're holding space. You're representing the person. And so I'm gonna check. You have I wanna put, so Gabriella, I wanna, you are in room 1 with Ulrike and Wanda, and I want you to be first the coach so that they can get the experience, and then they can slowly move.
Okay.
Cool. And Gabriel and Martin, you're in room 2, and I'm supporting you also. And
Yes.
you will have actually more, Martin and Gabriel. You have around 15 minutes. Oh. Okay, let's do 8 minutes each so that we have some minutes left. It's 24 minutes. So you have 12 minutes each, Martin and Gabriel. Cool.
And I'm sad. I'm sad because actually it's kind of it's like I'm not being taken seriously, and I'm not being on your eyes in the eye level with you. And
Yeah, and
Christina, can you not move the paper on your laptop, because when you are moving the papers on your laptop, they are making a sound. Thank you. So, Gabriel?
yeah, and there is a mixing feeling here. Like I feel that there is something with the sadness.
Yeah, I feel sad that
Yeah,
then
and the
I'm not.
first layer is really just let
Yeah,
it,
okay.
yeah, can be chaotic.
Yeah, go with it, Martin.
Okay, I feel sad that kind of I'm not being seen by you, like who I am, because you have this picture of me as a small boy who you need to kind of take care of, rather than who I am. And I'm having a fear that actually, if, like, kind of, it might stay this way forever, or it might stay for all the time, that I will be a kind of your small boy, and then you will not see me who I am. And I'm sad for that as well.
Yeah,
And
go with the sadness.
I have a wish that kind of I'm being seen as a man. I have a wish that you see me who really I am, like what I'm doing,
Yes.
who I am, what I'm feeling, what I'm how I am, and it's not about your kind of your necessity or your way how you see the stuff. Like, I have the wish, yeah, I have the wish that you see me.
Yeah. You have the wish that she sees you.
Yeah, and
So say what you don't want anymore, like slowly shift
so
it to the next layer. Yeah.
Mhm.
So what you want, you already said what you want from her. So what you don't want anymore.
I don't want that you are speaking into my life. I don't want that. Okay, my mind is taking over. I don't want that you are speaking to my life, and I don't want that you are actually. I don't want that my life is being judged.
Available anymore for you blocking that. So you make be about you and not about her. So shift, go. Try again in this way. I'm not available anymore for this because go.
I'm not any because I'm care about myself. It's like now I care about myself and about what going on, and I want end this tema, so I stay from this ending. It's like that.
Wanda, do you believe yourself saying this?
No, because now I'm triggered because this is recording. So my center is here in this red point. So
Okay.
yeah.
Get your center back. This is exactly like what the same thing with the person.
Yes.
Yes, go. And the thing is, when you say it, it still lands in me as if you want approval from the other person.
Mm.
Yeah, like as an acknowledged, but what if the person will never say anything about it, or will say, that's stupid what you say? So what's then? So then you're still hooked with her or with him,
Yes.
right? Okay.
What if she don't want to listen you?
Yeah. So
You're putting yourself in her yet. So about you.
Cool. So pull it back, and you have another minute, and then you can shift.
It's like I don't want to speak with you for this temat. It's like I don't want this.
You're ending,
And
with
I
your
don't,
voice
yes,
go
the
up.
ending, yes, it's like open all the time when I ending.
Yeah, I mean, also when you speak, it's almost that it's a question mark. It's like, I don't want this. And it's not, I don't want this. Period.
Yeah.
It's like the energy goes, if you said a statement like this,
Mm-hmm.
when it lands not really in the space, like making a point, you speak like as a question. So
Yeah.
you're questioning yourself. So use more anger and no fear. Like you're mixing fear inside.
This is end. And I don't want to speak about this anymore.
This is landing, Wanda. This is a new reference point. Do you see this?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Give yourself, yeah, and keep this. It's like it's turning time, like shift to the next person. But yeah, this is the reference point, and from there, it's only one step further. Like now you say, I don't do this anymore, and the next step is what you are doing. I am whatever. What what you gonna decide about that?
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Great. Who's next?
I play as role player to you, Urik.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So I'm next.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
And Gabriella is whom? Like who do you choose? Whom you talk?
Gundula.
Could you say again the name?
Gundula.
Gundula.
Gondula. Okay.
And Wanda, you are the coach.
I am Gondula.
Keep your sword. Great. So what do you need to say, Ulrike?
Mm-hmm.
Um, just a time. I first was very angry, and then I tried to tame it so I could say what I need to say. I could have sworn immediately. Like,
Yeah, and this is the time not to not to put it down. Like this is a role play. Just spit it out. Don't put yourself down. Don't lower your anger, but raise your anger. Go. Does not need to make sense. No order is necessary. Because this is blocking you from really doing a boundary. Get the shit out.
yeah, if I only knew where to start.
Just Gondola.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yes, go.
Go.
Gundula, you're a fucking therapist, or you declared yourself to be a therapist, even though you aren't. You are a fucking narcissist. You abused me so much. You wanted to decide over my life what I have to do and not do. And I came to you with a different purpose, and I wanted to talk about that, and you didn't even let me speak.
And say what you don't want anymore.
I don't want you to scream around in my head anymore. I want my peace. I want you to go fuck yourself.
Go.
Mhm.
It has to stop. And not only in your head, but also outside.
Well, I'm not seeing her anymore, but
Okay.
she's still in my head. I'm
Okay.
actually
So what has to
setting a
stop?
boundary towards that voice in my head.
Okay.
Mm.
Shut the fuck up. When my body is talking to me, I finally listen, and I'm proud of that. When my body is saying you need to rest, I take a rest. And you're not preventing me from that. Du scheust mich nicht zur Arbeit, wenn ich keine Energie habe, wenn mein Körper Ruhe braucht.
Okay, she's sitting in front of you. Gabriela is Gundula.
Yeah.
Really talk to her. Because even she's in your brain, she's still there.
Okay.
And where's your center when you talk to her now? Like, where's your center? With her or with you?
More with her.
Yeah. So pull it
It's
back.
like kind of scattered, not even with her, but everywhere.
But a part is at hers. A part is at hers. So pull this back. This is exactly the next step. Say what you don't want anymore. What is over? And for what you are not available anymore.
I'm not available for your shit anymore. You're such a psychopath. And I'm a person for myself. I can decide for myself. I'm an adult, and you don't have to tell me anything. I decide for myself what I want to do in my life and what I don't, and what my next step is. And you shut the fuck up. I'm not taking this anymore. I won't listen to you anymore. And if you start screaming again, I will just shut you off.
So when you start from now on, what you don't allow to happen anymore. So you have half a minute. So what is it? And stay centered. Stay with yourself.
From now on, I decide what's going on in my mind and in my surroundings. I'm the queen of my life. I make my own decisions.
Yeah, and because it's a bit of different thing, but as you are now talking about voices in your head, we have a voice blaster. It's like, and our voice blaster is like this. Yeah, this is our gun. And as soon as these voices will come again, you shoot them. You need to go to school or to work. Pang! No, I don't do this. You know? And what are the voices? Can you name one voice? What is coming up with her?
You mean words?
Voice. One sentence. What voice?
That's the problem. She didn't even really express sentences. She was just screaming. Oftentimes just, Wah! Really, it's unbelievable,
But in your head, the voices.
yeah, usually it's just screaming and shaking, and she really did that.
Okay, then when this comes, pang!
Yeah.
Do this, really.
Pang!
And again.
Pang!
Yeah, she's screaming again. Wah, wah, wah. The internet got bad. Okay.
Mhm.
It worked.
Worked,
There was a energetic shift
Mhm.
happening. Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so we're a bit over time. Thank you, Ulrike, for going so far. And it's a process. And shift to the next, to the last constellation.
I just want to mention that you in the beginning had sadness in your voice. And one possibility is then another space you navigate with a space holder. What is about the sadness? What's making you keep your center with her? Even there's so much anger. What is your keeping your center with her? This is, could be a doorway to you.
What probably has nothing to do with her, but with something really younger, right? Cool. Thank you, Gabriela. And I'm shifting to the other space.
Okay. And
Are you not available anymore?
Couldn't hear you. Can you say it again?
What else are you not available anymore for?
I'm not available anymore for confusion. I'm not available anymore for mixed contact between friendship and being in intimacy, loving, romantic relation.
Gabriel, I want you to put whomever you speak to in front of you, because somehow you're just talking to the
Yeah,
left. Yeah, and it makes a difference. It's as if not
yeah,
your full presence is speaking with this person.
yes.
Okay, cool.
I want to
Go.
be, yeah, I want to be in friendship with you. I want to know you. The past game is over. The past game about seduction is over. I want a clear context for friendship.
For what are you not available anymore?
I'm not available for playing with seduction. I'm not
Go.
playing in this game anymore. This is over. This is fucking over.
Go.
Go.
This is over. You hear me?
You can skip to you hear me. It doesn't work. It's just
Yeah.
it's waiting.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to hear you. Just your information.
Yeah.
And
It's
where is
fucking
your
over.
center, Gabriel? Where's your center when you say, "Can you hear me?"
Here.
Yeah, it's with her.
Yeah. It's
And where's then your power? It's with her.
yeah.
Get it back, center yourself, and start over. I'm not available for this anymore.
I'm not available for this anymore. This is over. The game is over. I am my place. I am my space. I stand for friendship.
What do you not allow to happen anymore?
I don't
Yeah, use your anger. I don't allow to happen what?
I
Be
don't
very
allow to
precise.
I don't allow to happen this game of confusion and playing with the boundaries. I'm not anymore available for this.
Is it her playing the confusion game? Or is it you?
She's playing the confusion and I'm allowing it.
Yeah, so I'm not buying this confusion game anymore. I know what it is. It's a box thing. So I'm, like bring in you, like really own it. Really own it.
I'm not available for this anymore. Stop
For
this.
what? For what
Stop
are you not
this
available anymore?
play with the boundaries. and seducing and invading, intruding as you do. This is not a childish game. I don't want to interact with you on this level.
Go.
I want to meet you. I don't want to be there with your defense mechanism that just is there to intrude me. I'm not available for this anymore.
Yeah,
And what do you not?
what will you not allow? What will you do to prevent this? What is your part, Gabriel? It's like just saying, I don't want this anymore. It's nothing will change.
Yeah, okay.
So you have half a minute, 40 seconds, and then 30 seconds more to come into the space. So wrap it slowly up.
If you do this again, I will cut the relationship. This will be over. I'm open for a new game, but this game about crossing my boundaries and intruding me is over.
Gabriel,
If you do it once again, it's over.
yes.
I'm not gonna talk to you again.
You
I'm
allow her
quitting
to
this.
cross your boundary, Gabriel. You allow her to cross your boundary. So you had no boundary. There was no boundary. So you have 30 seconds, and this is your X on the map, right? Like you still believe that she is the reason.
Mm-hmm.
Your center is still with her.
Mm.
And
Okay,
this is where you are at. It's and then do the next step. Cool. Take a deep breath, Gabriel, and come back into the space. We are back in the main room.
Christine, I want to just listen what Wanda was saying to me. She was giving a feedback about the end. Could you finish, Wanda?
Yes, and this is more connection, more relight, and more like the same height. Not you here on your here, but the same level, like boom, 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 like that. And
Thank
this
you.
working, but this end not working. It's like yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So we have 6 minutes left, and I want to invite, like, what is the goal? What will you take with you, where you are at? Because it's a journey. Setting boundaries is not happening tomorrow perfectly. It's a practice. It's really a practice. It's like riding the bike. You also needed to train and fall down. And that's the same thing with setting boundaries and becoming your boundary. How was it? Any insights?
I had this moment where I was discovering what kind of game I was playing with my mother, because I have not known, but I was through this setting the boundary, I was letting her to play the game. When she is saving me, she has a purpose of life. And it seems that I'm also playing this game, kind of. I learned that game with her, because if I have someone to save, if I have someone to rescue, I have a sense of life.
Oh, that's huge. It's almost like you throw your center out there to find someone to rescue. Wow. Cool. Anything else?
Wanda.
Martin want to hear something from you.
Yes, Martin.
What are your discoveries?
What I'm discovering? Oh, it's about centering myself. And when I'm not centered, then it's like poo poo poo, and gremlins come, and everything is collapsing, and it's like that. So then I cannot do anything. It's like, yeah, I discovered this. So yeah, thank you for your question, Martin.
Cool. Ulrike, the green frame is on you, so somehow the technique says it's your turn.
Well, I think there's more to uncover my mechanistics and what's behind and underneath everything.
Yeah, that's a journey. And what did you discover so far from setting boundaries? What will you take with you? Besides that, there's a lot to discover.
I want to allow myself to put more energy into my anger, so to keep that boundary up, and that I'm worth it. I have to learn that stuff.
In a great way of practicing this, there are rage clubs all over Germany and all over the globe. So if you want, I can send you some links. What is going on next in the rage club world? There are plenty of possibilities. Gabriella is holding a space, and Gabriel, hopefully soon. And I don't know, Wanda, Martin, no. There are some space holders around. So thank you.
I have this sensation that you hold space soon, Wanda. I don't know. It's just assumption.
I did not hear it. Can you say it again, Gabriella?
I said that I made assumption that Wanda will hold space soon for Rage
As
Club.
soon.
And she said,
An unproved assumption. Maybe life will prove it right. Whatever. Yeah, anything else you want to share before we finish?
I'm feeling an emotion, and I will go for it soon.
Cool.
It's like really, yeah, just there now.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the best you can do. Harvest the gold from an emotional healing process. I'm glad hearing about your discoveries. Yeah, thank you for going on this journey and discover your edges of setting boundaries and becoming your boundary. I look forward to see you in the next space, wherever it is. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you for
Thank
this
you, Christina.
Thank you, Christine.
Yes, thank you, Christina, for this. Bye.